What up, boys, and welcome back to yet another 9.2 gold farming video. So today on EU, we finally got access to rank 7 legendaries, and yesterday for NA people. And that means that material prices are obviously going to go up in value, and something that has drastically increased in price is the legendary crafting material, the Progenitor Essentia. Now, these are very expensive because they're actually really hard to obtain, right? They really are, and it's extremely RNG as well. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the most efficient way of farming these, and you can make insane amount of gold on these. I made 250,000 gold on these in 1 hour on today's live stream. So before we go into all of the specifics, I do want to mention that you guys can still grab the 0 to 10 million gold guide and get it for 50% off by typing in the code Shadowlands. It's an in-depth, step-by-step gold guide that I've been developing for over a year now, and it's super easy to follow along. You don't have to depend on other people in order to go from 0 to 10 million gold. You can do it all solo. I even did a series on my YouTube channel where I followed everything in the book, and I made 10 million gold in, I think it was 7 weeks, right, with limited amount of playtime. And the best part about it is that whenever a new patch like 9.2 or a new expansion comes out, I'm updating the book, and everyone that has already bought the book gets the updated version for free. So 5 years from now, you guys will still get updated gold guides, right? You don't have to buy a new one for each expansion. But you can find a link down below in the description and also pinned comments. So these Prog Essentials can be obtained through multiple sources. Like, they can be in the patterns within, like this box right here. It can drop from those. You can get it when you skin mobs. You can get it when you do herbalism. You can get it when you do mining. And you can also get it when you pick up treasures around the Seraph Mortis. So the natural best way of getting him is combining all of that. So you're doing that by running around on a toon that has mining and herbalism, and then you're also looking out for the treasures around the map. As far as route goes, it's very obvious. Like, you want to go at this sandy area right here. Just follow the edge of the map, and you will learn where the spawn locations are. If you also have like tomcats and something like that, you can also get all the chest spawns. I know them all by default right now, so I don't want them to take up the map. But there is a couple of things in order to make this more efficient, right? What's super key in order to get these is by having this buff up here, the gift of the genocide. I'm not sure how that's supposed to be pronounced, but it basically increases the chance to gain the Prog Essentia from gathering and looting treasures, and it definitely matters. Now, in order to get this buff, you're going to need to have this research right here, creation. So you can skill 4 points in this one, and it allows Pokepok to activate these Giro mobs right here. And there's a bunch of these around the zone, but they all give different buffs. So this guy right here, you got to give him 1 energy, and he's going to, in return, give you this buff right here, which increases the Prog Essentia. Now, as I said, that is key, but it's not the only buff that you want to get on this route, because as you're running on the route, there's going to be a lot of mobs, a lot of elites, so it's good to be on a class that can have a tank spec so you don't get dazed when you're running around. I'm personally doing this on the Guardian Druid because Druids are OP, and it's a Night Elf, so I got Shadow Melds to get out of combat. I also picked the Venthyr, so I have Door of Shadows abilities, so I can reach these like hard-to-get herbs, ores, and also treasures, and there's a lot of those. There really is. As you spec up your Pokepok, you will also be able to detect like herbs and ore that's in these. They're called like elusive because they're hard to reach. Now, they won't pop up on your minimap unless you do actually work on the resources, and that also plays in when you're doing like the lab, because there's a lot of them that are considered elusive, which I'm going to show you guys as soon as we see one. I'm just on my way to the next location of the buff that you should pick up that will drastically help you. Also, keep in mind that you really got to get this enchant on gloves, which is called Shadowlands Gathering. It just buffs your speed whenever you mine and do herbalism. And it's nice because like really when you have mobs hitting you, you want to be able to pick up the herbs fast, so you can pick them up without actually having to kill off the mobs. Now these elusive first flower or even elusive progeniums, like they won't be shown in the minimap unless you've done that research. Once again, you can't reach us. Okay, I just messed that up. Like, let's not comment on that. Like, let's forget that that never happened. So the next Giro buff that you got to get is located right here. So the first one was up here, right here. And then you also got to talk to this guy right here. And he gives you this buff right, come on, right here. The gift of the Nasi. Now, this reduces the detection range of mobs. You can see that I kind of look like I'm in stealth, but I'm not in stealth. The best part about it, this one stacks twice. So you can run extremely close to mobs without aggroing them. And that plays a huge difference, especially if you're on a tune that don't have a tank spec, you have no way of leaving combat and so on. It just makes it way easier to gold farm with this buff on. I'm going to show you guys an example. Like, normally you would pull this mob right now. Like, you're getting close. But you can see just how close I can get to the mob without actually pulling it. And there we go. I pulled it, right? But it plays a big role. So the question is, like, how many Essentia can you get an hour? A lot of other gold farmers, including myself, I've always said that the average has been like roughly 3 to 4. But that's if you do it over a very long period of time. For instance, today I did 3 hours live on my stream of this. So if you guys are missing out on my live streams, you can watch them on my second YouTube channel as well, which is just Student TV. I upload all my live streams. But in the first hour, I managed to get 5 of the Prog Essentia in just 1 hour. And then we had one guy getting 3 of them, I believe. And then the second hour, I got 2 of them. And I was like, all right, that's not bad. That's an average of 4 an hour. But then on the last hour, I got 0. And I wasn't alone. There was 2 other people that was doing the farm at the same time as me that also got 0. So it is very, very RNG. But I have received 5 of them 3 times now over the last like 3 days, like in just an hour. But I seem to get an average of 3.5, like ish, an hour. So if you do the math and check your realm and see how much you're going for, you can see that that's an extremely high gold per hour, like 100,000 gold plus at least. And that's not even counting the first flowers and the prog ores. Like right now in my realm, these are like 30,000 gold. I average like 3.5 of these, so right above 100,000 gold, like 105,000 gold an hour on average on the Essentia. And then you have the prog and the first flowers, like the ore and the herb coming outside of that, or on top of that, if you will. And those will probably also increase in price now that people can finally craft rank 7s. Keep in mind though, next week we will unlock flying, and with like unlocking flying, it's going to be way easier to do herbalism and mining, and therefore way easier to also get the prog Essentia. But right now, it is extremely, extremely good, and I would highly recommend you guys to go out there and do some herbalism and mining. But that is pretty much it. Hopefully, I didn't leave anything out on this video. Long story short, make sure that you pick up the creation research right here, so you can pick up the buff to increase your chance of getting the Essentia, and then also the one up here to reduce the detection range. Enchant your gloves with Shadowlands Gathering. Also, make sure you pick up every single treasure around as you herb and mine as well. And pick a Venfir for Door of Shadows and do it on a tune that has a tank spec, because that way you won't be dazed, right? But that is pretty much it. So guys, thank you all so much for watching the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified whenever I upload a video again. But that is it for today's video though, so thank you guys so much for watching again, and I will see you all back in on tomorrow's video. But until then, have a good one. Bye bye.